Morning all. Right, this is a Saturday. I don't always not have work on Saturdays, but normally I'm off. Anyway, welcome to Iron Grit Strength. Let's keep remembering to do those little sell points before I get started. If you're not sure what Iron Grit Strength is, there is a video up on it, so give it a check. Right, if you, on the off chance you like this video, do give it a like, do subscribe to the channel. If you like what you see. Right, what I'm doing today, I am doing some event stuff. Now, I don't have all the equipment to replicate all of the events that is transpiring on the 3rd of May 2006. So for now, I'm just going with what I can do, giving myself some like varied suggestions on it. And like I say, this is like essentially this is decent week one. I did do a couple of days previous week, but I was ill, so it didn't actually really pan out very well. So I sacked that off, and I'm starting from this week. I'll come up with some ideas. Little, basically, if you like, commercial gym variations. I do have some strongman equipment, so I'm going with what I can for what I can. It'll all make sense a little bit later on. Now the first event is the axle deadlift for reps. Now, the standard deadlift I've already done this working week. That was on Tuesday. So what I'm doing today, just for a variation, I'm doing a deadlifting on an axle off blocks. Short blocks, only about 3 inches. So we're talking about a 10-inch pull from the floor. So this is, I mean, yeah, it's an easier lift than a standard, that's for sure. Just because you've got that extra height to pull from. So maybe I'll follow this sort of idea for a few weeks. When it's time to deload, I'll deload, and I'll do it the other way around where I'm at a deficit. Not a big one, just like, you know, a little bit raised off the floor. Just because that will make the lift harder. So I'll be doing a standard lift on the Tuesday, and then the plan is to do a slightly alternated version on the Saturday. I might well switch that around after my deload, which should be about 4 or 5 weeks. I'll do a deload, see how I feel, and then maybe put the variation in on the Tuesday, and on the Saturday be doing the competition height. We shall see how it goes. Anyway, I've done some stretches off of the legs because the legs are taking a big part in this. For now, you know, this is low level because I'm doing the best I can in a confined space. Right. Yes. So, there we go. I did want to put up a video yesterday on a different topic, but it was a bit of a stressful evening, I'm not going to lie. So there wasn't really time in the end. I do plan on putting it out today because it is a video that I want to put a bit of knowledge out, or lack of, which will all make sense when I actually do the video. Right, for now, chalk up. I'm doing singles for this. As I say, this is a variation of the day itself, not the exact event. So, yes. Doing singles for, I'm thinking, maybe anywhere between 5 to 8 singles. So, right. I still haven't measured this axle, so I'm not sure where the centre line is. As I say, it's just been stressful recently with work and everything. Already this grip feels a little bit too wide and potentially uneven, so that's a good idea what I'm playing with. Forgot my belt, but that worked alright. For the longest time I did train without a belt because I couldn't get comfy deadlifting in a belt. But then I put an underbelt on and I just got sort of comfy. Found a way of getting comfy with it. I'm just going to grab my H2O. I have returned. Yes. Right, now the belt up. I mean, it is good to work your core. So going beltless can be handy and useful at times. I just feel like on the day of the competition itself, if I'm going to be allowed to use belts, I may as well get used to using belts. It's a personal opinion, you know. I feel I'm going to do 5s. Like I say, it's week 1. If there's no competition between now and the 3rd of May, I have got a lot of time. So there's not much point sort of like blowing me trumpet now when I can take a slightly more sensible approach and progress a little bit slower rate. There we go. Comfort blanket on. Ooh, yeah, a little bit comfier. As I say, it's just that feeling of knowing that, you know, you're fully braced. Anyway, chalk up again. Whew. Yes, let's do 4s. There's a lot of leg work involved in this comp that I got coming up. Obviously, start deadlift. After that, it's a car pull, which again I'm going to have trouble recreating that, but I've got a bit of an idea of something I can recreate to get a portion of the event practiced, and that is the pulling on a rope. That will make sense when I do it. Three. Yeah, I'll do two more. Make it five. I've got a little bit more work to do today. As I was saying, it is very leg dominant. I mean, your legs are genuinely involved in any event anyway, aren't they? Moving your whole body. But for this one, as I say, it's got a deadlift, it's got a car pull. From there, we go into a yoke, followed by a duck walk, followed by a yoke, and then another duck walk. That's event 3. Event 4 is a Husafel carry. I do not currently have a Husafel sandbag. I have a standard though, so that will do us for now. Probably going to be a case of marching on the spot, or maybe taking whatever steps I can take in this room, which may be along the lines of 3, maybe 4. As I say, it's very cramped in here. A little bit more so with Christmas on the way. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good fun. Just get my knees up. Right. Oh. One more, then I have to switch it up. Yeah, maybe if I put a rope in between the middle there, I can. No, just thinking. It's ever so slightly painful, but just thinking. No, scrap that thought. Wouldn't work. Have to think on number 2. Right. The plan is probably to get myself a perp sled, but there's another plan where I might be able to get away with it without the sled, but that all depends on the piece of equipment I'll be pulling, because it can be awkward piece of equipment. Yeah. Yes. So getting myself harnessed up to it would be fun and games as well. We'll see. We'll see. One more. We've done 5 singles. And then the next thing, it's going to be a bit quicker, actually. Obviously, you've got to remember, come the day of comp, everything's about a minute long. So, I'm trying to get myself into that school of thought as well. We'll see. Dig my phone out. I had it charging, but it should be pretty good by now. Another reason for the silence. Hello. Yeah, finished up with a bit of a hold on that last rep. Again, it's just getting the feel of the weight. As I touched before, an axle is quite different in compared to a standard barbell. So I do much enjoy training on days off than I do on days on. It's just because there's always that clock watching, especially on those lovely 6:30 in the morning starts. A lot of people will say just train at the end of your working shift, but I just prefer training in the morning, especially if I'm training heavy. Get that. Also, if the day ends up being like rubbish, at least I know I got some heavy lifting done to start with. The chances of days being a bit rubbish at the moment at work are extremely high. But it is what it is. Yeah. The curse of, I don't know, I'll think of the word for it. The curse of working in a cafe. There we go. If you know, you know. And if you don't, it's probably because you order like a really awkward drink to make. In the middle of a queue of like 20. Never do that irritating thing. Can I just have this? Because that implies that's all you want, isn't it? And then add more to the order. It's like, well, you don't just want that, do you? Try something like, I would like, and then say what drink you'd like, and then add all your shit to it. Just don't be that guy. or girl who says, I'll just have this, and then continues the conversation, the order with loads of other stuff. Right, so, car pull. How am I recreating this without a car? How am I recreating this without something to actually pull? That is the burning question. Now, with this pull, there includes a rope. You have to be pulling the rope as you pull yourself along. I have a sturdy rope. I'm using it at the moment for pull-ups. Deposited ones there, they're sort of like seated at the moment. So, because obviously on the day of the comp, I'm not going to be dangling from the rope. The rope is there just to grab as I pull myself along. So, I'm thinking I could do some dangles on a rope. It's just, do I somehow try and recreate holding the rope in the middle, or do I do a hang? I think I do that today. Today I do a hang, and then on another day try and work out how I'm going to recreate pulling a car without having a car to pull. Yeah, right, good. Okay, right, there's stuff everywhere. So maybe, sorry, bear with me. I think that'll work. That'll work. I'll do a hang, find my thing, and so I can time. Right. After that, it's going to get really fun, and somehow I'm going to recreate the yoke and a duck walk. May have to do them separately, right? Which will be not complicated really, but just a little bit, because we're going to have to get used to putting the yoke down and then going straight to the duck walk. Whereas what I'm doing today of the recreation of the yoke, which is basically my barbell hooked over higher up in my rack, marching on the spot. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. With one word for it. But as always, I have a plan. The plan really is to buy some more weights, more plates, so I can set up bigger things. It's just that plan is expensive at the moment, even with Black Friday, Cyber Monday, whatever we want to call it. Well, Cyber Monday's not till Monday, so I've got a bit of time. But I also have a bit of Christmas to pay for. Right, I'm going to get the phone so I can put it on the clock. And time. Legs are tingling a bit from not yesterday, day before, but never mind. Right, so I'm going to be doing a minute's worth of hanging, but I'll give myself a few, maybe 10 seconds to set me hang up. So if I go for 1 minute 10, then that's 10 seconds of hanging. Keep the belt on because the belt is used in the pulling of a car. Get chalked up. Oh, don't you dare. Hang on. Don't you dare. Leave my phone along for too long, it starts going off, and then I've got to put the number back in and everything. Just practicing some bracing while the belt's on. Right, here we go. Oh, 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 Jesus. Oh, God for that. Yeah. Oh, dear. That tingles. As I say, in theory, I shouldn't be holding the rope for that long. But, oh my life, did I feel that? Who thought that was a good idea, eh? Who thought that idea up? Okay. Right, okay, so, next. Alright, move stuff. Now, the day of the comp, the yoke is 180 kilos, I think. So, how much to start with? Well, it's day one, I'll probably put 150 on there, maybe. So, first comp I done, there was a yoke for 210 kilos. And again, the first time ever touching that piece of equipment. But I completed it in 59 seconds. Oh dear. Yeah. That's one way to feel them. That's one way to feel them. Right, so we've got 150 and we'll march for... I'm not sure how long yet. Possibly around the 30-second mark. Yeah, it's a long time between now and this comp. The physical gym may be a thing then. Make life a lot easier. Rain. Might go shopping later. Take the hand car, which is all fun and games. Except on the way home when I'm carting it uphill. That's not so much fun. Not so much games. Yes, what I'm going to do for now, I'm going to do two separate. I have to do them separately. I haven't got enough plates to stack up on this, and then have enough plates to stack on a pin. So we just have to play with what we got. Do them as two separate events for now. Like I say, 5 months, well 6 months really. That's plenty of time to work it out. That's plenty of time to work it out. And when I get to the point where I feel like I won't say running with. You want to try running with the yoke on your back? Speed walking maybe? I feel like I get to the point where I'm speed walking, essentially, with this and with the pins. I'll feel a lot more at ease. Just doing these for ones now. I do reps with the deadlift, obviously, because I'm just doing one. It's literally just one rep, one single. So I do put on a bit of extra thing there to maybe add up what could potentially be a minute's worth of deadlifting. With these sort of events, I'm just sticking to what would be the time allocated. So, again, week 1, there is absolutely no point in maxing myself out. Hopefully the rain will ease up. It's not going to ease up between now and when I have to go shopping, I know that much. With age comes wisdom. I'll twist the camera angle in a minute. I'm very keen to know what all this clanking around is back here. Again, I don't know what the mystery event is, but I'm guessing it's an overhead with some description. So we'll do some log. Right. Time is on my side. Yes, it is. Right. So set a timer for 40 seconds. That gives me just enough chance to get set, get as comfortable as I can be. My closest I can get to a realistic yoke. Move this forward. Right. Timer set 40 seconds. 10 seconds of that allow for setting up. Press the button, set up, go, stop. and then probably do the same for what's going to be the duck walk. I can find the pin, and then I'll set the timer for a minute when I do the sandbag. I don't know, might not be much on the spot. I'll literally take the steps I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. Oh, there's wind as well. It's just not fair, is it? Clear the air, clear the gas. Get the timer. Sugar droplets. I haven't done one of these for, well, since May of last year, so it was out about 6 months. Since the last time I'd done it, it killed me off. Work could be fun tomorrow, let's just say that. Right. Well, that felt like a long 30 seconds. Oh dear. Now, AGF strongest, it was that I done in October. There was a last minute change with a medley related event. I don't know. Maybe it'll change again, maybe it won't. I'm going to prepare for the fact that it may, but I'm mentally going to prepare for the fact that it may. I'm not going to assume that it will change. That 150, well, it felt like I had a bit of weight on the back there. So, bear in mind, I've got to put another 30 keys on that day of the comp. Now, where a yoke is quite taxing on the CNS, do I really, I don't know if I want to be doing it that often. May not do it every week, may do it every other. I don't know. Like I say, this is week 1, so everything's just sort of like everywhere at the moment. I want to get the most out of the days when I am off. So it's probably the main reason I do 5 days a week instead of 4 in terms of training. Because if it's a work day, the chances of me getting like a full, let's say an hour or 45 minutes, it's not impossible, it's just unlikely. I mean, yeah, a lot of people say, why don't you just go to bed earlier? Why don't you just get up earlier? All of that sounds great, but you know, if it was that easy, do you not think I'd be doing that? For reasons I can't. re-rack all of this lot, unhook all of that lot, try and find the pin. We may be in a spot of bother if I can't find the pin. I may have to go straight into the sandbag. I may do that anyway. Like I say, I'm trying not to get too carried away at the moment. The pin, like about 90% of what is in my room, is black, so it's hard to find. You know, this thing's black, the discs are black, I mean, guitar bags are black, the bench is black, 2 of my amps are black. The one that isn't is camo and dark, so it's got black and green and mixed in it. The log, the clothes, Bob in the corner. That's a jiu-jitsu dummy. I've got a bag of rubbish, black bin bag. Got my toolbox, back. Oh, boom, hiss. I may give it a miss. I'll give it a chance, but then I'm going to sack it off. It's not like no work is being done. So, at the risk of sounding arrogant, although I've never done a duck walk, well, not technically one, I've done pins on steps. I'm quietly confident I'll be able to do that. See, here's the issue. I had this issue at the last comp. I was very confident that I didn't ever worry about doing the steps. The pins on the steps, I was like, psh, smash through them. And I know I would have done. But it was the 80 kilogram sandbag that blew me away on the day. Again, I can lift 110-ish in my bag here. The issue is that the 110-ish was in a 125 kilogram bag. That basically means you've got a bit of room to maneuver the bag. If that bag is compact, you have no room to maneuver that bag. That bag is solid packed. So, yeah, difficult. But I have a 75 kilogram bag which is solid packed. And it is. So, I'm going to get myself a 100 kilogram sandbag, solid pack that out. And then hopefully, when the competition gets here, or if there's another issue where I have to pick up a sandbag around the 100 kilogram weight or less, hopefully it will make life a little bit easier for me. Hopefully. Yes. But yeah, I can't find that pin at the minute. I'll look for it later. I should have done this, really looked for it, before training. Like when I set stuff up last night, but I was knackered last night. Very stressful evening. So it was like, right, get the first thing set up and then just go from there on the day. Looking out sorrowfully at that weather. God. Oh well. It is after all only rain. I'm just have to suck it up and give it hell. Right, so what we're going to do now, do some pacing backwards and forwards with a sandbag. So probably set the timer for a minute again, not the 30 seconds, well, not the 40 seconds. Again, because I'm not doing duck walk, I figure I can make up for that by doing a bit of extra time on the sandbag. So if at any point I'm easing off on one, it's only because I'm going to hit it hard on another one. Gonna make a jailbreak. 16 years. Right. Just visualising it all. Because it's not going to be the last event, it's going to be the second to last. Right. Tell sometimes just when it's starting to drain you a little bit. I'm feeling drained. No, not 11 minutes, Jesus. No way I'm lasting 11 minutes. Right. Right, so in place of a Husafel, which I do not have, I'm using a bag. Maybe I'll invest in a Husafel sandbag. It could make sense seeing as I'm going to be using one. So I've got that 100 kilogram sandbag coming as well. But having a Husafel, seeing as I'm going to be using a Husafel, I think that could probably make the most sense. Get the larger bag and then pack it out with other stuff. See, I should have done that when I had 110ish in the 125 kilogram bag. I should have just packed it out with paper or old clothes, something that would like get it solid. And learning curves, right. Now, on the Husafel, only belts aren't allowed, except for, I think they said light belts, so I could probably get away with using an underbelt. But I'll be honest, that's not the best underbelt really. It only really stays in place when it's got the belt, the solid belt clamped around it. So we'll go without, making men do. I'm going to do some more chalking. Keep on chalking. And then play it by ear from there, I suppose. So the issue is stopping my phone from going off. Not creative, didn't want to get all chalk over there, so use my nose while I'm still at the chalking of the hand process. Right. So pick it up, marching, backwards and forwards, forwards and backwards. Right. Oh, it did it. That's the thing. Right. It's just enticing me to get on with it, isn't it? Woo! Jesus! Oh. Oh. Where's my tape measure? Christ. Right. Whew. I got that much space before I've got to worry about tripping over my rack. Growth. And obviously this thing, tight chest. Did reach a point there where I was like, okay, well, how am I getting my next breath exactly? I mean, yeah, you breathe into the belly, obviously, but you know, then you've got the weight of that thing crushing in front of you. I'm thinking it's best to just buy a Husafell sandbag. So I've got an idea of what sort of space I've got between me and the bag thing. So I just do just a little marching on the spot now to calm my nerves, I think, more than anything else. Right, what am I going to finish off with? I'm going to finish off with some log. We'll finish up with log, because they say the last event's going to be a bit tasty. Obviously, the last event, last time, the mystery event, was a Conan's Wheel. I can't imagine it being a Conan's Wheel, simply because there is a yoke. You know, done a yoke, and a duck walk, and a sandbag for distance. So, yeah. So if it's an overhead and it's tasty, I'm thinking, well, the first thing that comes to my head is it's going to be an overhead, because there's no overhead. So I'm almost certain it's going to be an overhead, yeah, of some sort. Could it be a Viking press? Obviously, I don't know how much that sort of equipment costs, but I dare say getting hold of the Conan's Wheel couldn't have been easy or cheap. So maybe they can hire out a Viking press, but I won't find out for about another 6 months. Right, put that back there, move that over there, move that round there. And then maybe 5 reps, or maybe I'll set the minute. I'll set the minute, and then I'll do yokes for how heavy? I'll work it out when I get there. First I've got to try and move this thing. Right now, everything's got to be moved. Thing number 1. Ow and ow. Go away. Right, that to there. Move that because it's causing trouble there. We're reaching an hour. Wow. I think there's a slight chance this video might conk out on me. If it does, it does. There. That should do. Right, now I'm trying to think about what would be a sensible weight so I can get a minute's worth out. I think I've got it. Yep, yeah, I got it. I'll record that sound and put it on the loop. Clang. Clang. Don't know what song I'll do it to, but I think I won. Right. If you're curious as to why I'm eyeing the clock, it's because we are very nearly at the dying minute. Yep. I haven't built it up. Sugar droplets. Oh well, just have to roar it for now. Or do I? No, I better not. Safety first. Right, if this video should perchance kill out on us, do like and subscribe. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you've sat through it all, fair play to you. I will let you know how this gets on in the thingamabobs. Or I'll wait. I'll give it the minute and see what happens. If I get to the minute mark and it kills me, kills off, we'll all know why. I could, in theory, do the rest as a short, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to rip through this lot, and I'll see you all on the other end. Let's wait and see. Right, we're at a minute. We'll see what happens from there. Obviously that last rep wouldn't get counted in competition. Knackers to it. Right. Well, hopefully this stays alright and it's not too bad as I thought. There we go. So that's the first ever event training for potentially 6 months from now. I'll find that pin, sort that out. Hopefully give it time and I'll find a better way of sorting out those distance events. Anyway, there we go, that's it. Keep strong, keep happy, keep healthy. I'll speak to you all later. Ta-ra.